Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a message of transformation, a message that calls you not to stay bound by regret, but to step forward in power. Many times we say, "I'm sorry." We regret our choices, we feel the weight of our mistakes, and we wish we could turn back time. But my friends, regret alone will not change your life. Feeling sorry does not rewrite your past, and it does not shape your future. What matters is what you do next. When you stumble, do not stay on the ground. Rise with wisdom. Rise with a new commitment. Rise with the determination to be better than you were yesterday. Because failure is not your end, it is your teacher. It is the fire that refines you if you let it. Life is a journey of growth, not perfection. It is not about never making mistakes, but about learning from them and pressing forward with renewed strength. The greatest leaders, the strongest warriors, and the most successful people did not get there by avoiding failure. They got there by refusing to let failure define them. Do not just apologize, change. Do not just regret, act. And when you choose to grow, when you choose to step forward, you do more than change yourself. You inspire others. Your transformation becomes a testimony, a light that guides those still struggling in the dark. Regret is a universal emotion that every person experiences at some point in life. It is the deep sense of sorrow or disappointment over something done or left undone, a realization that we could have acted differently and perhaps achieved a better outcome. While regret can be powerful and often unavoidable, it is not enough to bring about real change. Feeling sorry for past mistakes is a natural human response, but transformation only happens when we take action beyond remorse. Many people believe that regret itself is a form of redemption, that by feeling deeply sorry, they have somehow balanced the scales of their wrongdoing. However, regret without action is empty. It does not undo the past, it does not heal wounds, and it does not create a better future. It simply leaves us stuck in a cycle of guilt and self-pity. A person may regret losing a job due to poor performance, but unless they actively improve their skills and work habits, they are likely to repeat the same mistakes in the future. A parent may regret not spending enough time with their children, but unless they take intentional steps to change their priorities, their sorrow does not mend the relationship. True transformation requires movement. It requires an active response to the lessons that regret tries to teach us. Regret can serve as a powerful motivator, but only if we use it as fuel to drive change. Imagine a man who loses his temper often, and after each outburst feels guilty and apologizes to those he has hurt. If his apologies are not followed by deliberate efforts to control his anger, his regret becomes meaningless. The words, "I'm sorry," lose their power when they are not backed by change. He must take steps to manage his emotions, whether through self-reflection, counseling, or learning better communication skills. Only then does regret serve a purpose beyond mere sadness. Many people dwell on their regrets, replaying past mistakes over and over in their minds, wishing they could turn back time. But no amount of regret can change the past. The only thing within our control is how we respond in the present. Some people allow regret to define them, believing that their past failures determine their future. They become trapped in a mindset of defeat, convinced that they will never be able to rise above their mistakes. This is one of the greatest tragedies of regret. It can paralyze a person and prevent them from taking the very actions that would lead to healing and growth. Instead of allowing regret to become a prison, it should be used as a catalyst for self-improvement. When we recognize a mistake, the right response is not just to feel sorry, but to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? Growth requires humility, the ability to admit wrongdoing, and the willingness to make amends and do better. It requires discipline and commitment to forming new habits and making better choices. A student who regrets failing a test must do more than just feel bad about it. They must change their study habits, seek help, and put in the effort to improve. A friend who regrets betraying someone's trust cannot simply apologize and hope things go back to normal. They must rebuild trust through consistent actions over time. There is also a danger in dwelling too much on regret. When people become consumed by their past mistakes, they rob themselves of the ability to move forward. Some people carry regrets like a heavy burden, allowing guilt to weigh them down to the point where they believe they are beyond redemption. But no one is beyond redemption. Every day is an opportunity to start fresh, to make new choices, to be better than before. The key is to shift focus from past failures to future possibilities. Regret should not be the final destination, it should be the beginning of a journey. A person who has hurt others should not just feel remorse, but take intentional steps to heal relationships. Someone who regrets neglecting their health should not just feel bad about their choices, but start making healthier decisions today. Action is what turns regret into transformation. It is also important to recognize that mistakes are not the end of the road. Some of the most successful people in history have made terrible mistakes, yet they refused to let those mistakes define them. They did not allow regret to keep them stuck in the past. Instead, they used their failures as stepping stones to something greater. The key difference between those who grow and those who remain stagnant is not the absence of regret, but what they choose to do with it. Regret, when properly handled, can be one of the greatest teachers. It reveals where we have gone wrong and where we need to improve. It humbles us, showing us that we are not perfect, but it also empowers us by reminding us that we have the ability to change. But for that lesson to have any real impact, there must be action. Transformation is not found in mere feelings, but in the steps we take to become better. The next time you feel regret over something in your life, do not let it be just another painful memory. Let it be the moment that pushes you to rise, to improve, and to commit to a better path. Failure is something everyone encounters at some point in life. It is an unavoidable part of the human experience. Yet it carries a stigma that often makes people fear it, avoid it, or let it define them. Many view failure as the end of the road, a sign of personal inadequacy or proof that they are not capable enough to succeed. However, failure is not final. It is not a dead end, but rather a stepping stone on the path to growth and achievement. Every mistake, every setback, and every disappointment carries within it an opportunity to learn, improve, and rise to new heights. The greatest lessons in life often come from failure. Success does not teach as much as struggle does. When everything goes right, there is little motivation to change or improve. But when things fall apart, when plans do not work out, and when efforts end in disappointment, that is when true learning begins. Failure forces reflection. It makes people examine what went wrong, what could have been done differently, and what adjustments need to be made. This process of self-examination is what leads to growth. Without failure, there is no true progress. Some of the most accomplished individuals in history have failed repeatedly before achieving greatness. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination before building an entertainment empire. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television before becoming one of the most influential media figures of all time. What separates these individuals from those who remain stuck in failure is their mindset. They did not see failure as a permanent state, but as a necessary part of the journey. Instead of letting failure break them, they used it to propel themselves forward. One of the most dangerous effects of failure is the tendency to internalize it. People often mistake failing at something for being a failure. But failing at a task, a goal, or a dream does not mean that a person is a failure. It simply means that the approach taken did not work. There is a vast difference between failing and being a failure. The former is temporary, the latter is only true if a person chooses to accept it as their identity. The key is to separate personal worth from external results. A person's value is not determined by their successes or failures, but by their willingness to keep going despite setbacks. Failure is not a reason to quit, it is a reason to try again with more wisdom. Every failure offers insight. It reveals weaknesses, exposes blind spots, and highlights areas that need improvement. But more importantly, it builds resilience. Those who never experience failure never develop the mental strength required to handle life's challenges. When a person fails and chooses to rise again, they become stronger, more capable, and better prepared for future obstacles. It is through failure that perseverance is built. The fear of failure can be just as damaging as failure itself. Many people never even attempt great things because they are too afraid of failing. They avoid risks, play it safe, and settle for less than they are capable of achieving. But by doing so, they miss out on the possibility of success. The only way to truly fail is to never try at all. The most successful people in any field are those who have failed the most, because they have dared to take risks, learn from their mistakes, and continue forward with renewed determination. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds people that they do not know everything, that they are not invincible, and that there is always room to grow. It strips away arrogance and replaces it with a willingness to learn. It creates an opportunity to seek guidance, to gain wisdom from others, and to become a more well-rounded individual. Some of life's greatest transformations happen in moments of failure, because those are the moments when pride is shattered and real change begins. When faced with failure, the choice is simple: stay down or rise again. Those who choose to rise discover that failure is not something to be feared, but embraced. It is a tool for refinement, a necessary ingredient for success, and a test of character. Those who allow failure to defeat them never realize their full potential, while those who persist despite failure go on to accomplish incredible things. The only true failure is giving up. As long as there is effort, as long as there is a willingness to try again, there is always hope for success. Failure should never be the final chapter of any story. It is simply a plot twist, a momentary detour on the road to something greater. Every mistake, every rejection, and every setback is an invitation to grow, to evolve, and to become better than before. The people who achieve the most in life are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to let failure define them. No matter how many times a person falls, as long as they rise again, they are never truly defeated. Hardship is an inevitable part of life. No one is exempt from struggles, pain, or moments of deep uncertainty. At some point, everyone faces trials that shake their foundation, test their limits, and challenge their sense of purpose. It is in these moments of adversity that true character is revealed. Hardship does not just expose a person's inner strength, it builds it. The difficulties that come are not meant to destroy, but to refine, shaping individuals into stronger, wiser, and more resilient versions of themselves. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens in struggle. Those who learn to embrace challenges with faith and courage find that the very obstacles meant to break them become the stepping stones to their greatest victories. When hardship strikes, the immediate reaction is often fear, doubt, or discouragement. It is natural to feel overwhelmed, to question why certain difficulties arise, or to wonder whether the burden is too heavy to bear. But faith teaches that trials are not punishments, they are opportunity. Every storm carries within it a lesson, and those who trust that there is purpose, even in pain, develop the strength to endure and overcome. Faith does not mean that hardships disappear. It means believing that there is something greater beyond the struggle. It is the assurance that no matter how difficult the journey, there is hope on the other side. Strength is not just about physical endurance. It is about the ability to keep going when everything seems to be falling apart. It is about refusing to let hardships dictate one's future. People who develop strength through adversity are not those who never struggle, but those who face struggle head-on and refuse to be defeated by it. Some of the most inspiring stories in history come from those who faced tremendous difficulties, yet chose to keep moving forward. They understood that hardship was not a sign to give up, but a test of their faith and resilience. Hardship refines character in ways that ease and comfort never could. When everything is going well, there is little incentive to grow. But when challenges arise, they force individuals to dig deeper, to find reserves of strength they never knew they had, and to develop perseverance. Trials strip away superficiality and reveal what truly matters. They teach patience, humility, and endurance. They push individuals to develop new skills, new perspectives, and a greater appreciation for the victories that come after struggle. The most profound transformations happen not when life is easy, but when it is hard. Faith plays a crucial role in navigating hardship because it provides a foundation that does not crumble under pressure. When external circumstances are uncertain, faith provides the inner stability needed to keep going. It is the belief that even in the darkest times, there is light ahead. Faith fuels perseverance because it shifts the focus from immediate pain to long-term purpose. Those who hold on to faith during difficulties understand that every trial is temporary, but the strength gained through it lasts a lifetime. They do not allow hardship to break them. Instead, they use it to build something greater within themselves. Adversity has a way of revealing true priorities. When everything is stripped away, what remains is what truly matters. Hardship forces a reevaluation of values, dreams, and goals. It reveals who is truly supportive, what is genuinely important, and where true fulfillment is found. Many people discover their greatest strengths and deepest faith not in seasons of ease, but in seasons of struggle. Hardship refines focus, eliminating distractions and strengthening resolve. It turns pain into purpose, shaping individuals into people who are not only stronger for themselves, but also for those around them. The ability to embrace hardship with courage does not mean there is no fear. It means choosing to move forward despite fear. Courage is not the absence of difficulty. It is the decision to rise above it. It is the refusal to let pain define the future. The strongest people are not those who have never suffered, but those who have suffered and still chosen to believe, to hope, and to fight for a better tomorrow. Every challenge carries with it a choice: to allow it to weaken resolve or to use it as fuel for growth. Hardship is inevitable, but defeat is optional. Those who embrace difficulties with faith and strength discover that their trials do not break them, they build them. True growth does not happen when life is easy. It happens in the moments when everything feels impossible, yet one chooses to rise anyway. Excellence is not an accident. It is a deliberate choice, a way of life that demands dedication, discipline, and perseverance. It is the relentless pursuit of being better each day, not just in accomplishments, but in character, relationships, and every aspect of life. Many people settle for mediocrity, believing that as long as they do the bare minimum, they have done enough. But true growth and transformation come from the commitment to constant improvement, from refusing to remain the same, and from striving to elevate oneself beyond past mistakes and limitations. Apologizing for shortcomings is necessary, but it is not enough. Growth requires action. Words of regret are meaningless unless they are followed by real change. Excellence is about making that change a daily priority, ensuring that every effort, every interaction, and every decision reflects the desire to be better than before. Commitment to excellence means taking responsibility for one's actions. It requires a willingness to acknowledge mistakes without excuses and to use those mistakes as opportunities for growth. Many people fall into the trap of repeated apologies without any real effort to improve. They apologize for being late, but do not adjust their habits. They apologize for neglecting their relationships, but fail to invest time in meaningful connection. They apologize for poor work performance, but do not take the initiative to develop new skills. Apologies are necessary for healing and restoration, but they must be accompanied by intentional effort to do better. True excellence is found in the resolve to turn mistakes into stepping stones for progress. Excellence is not about perfection, it is about continuous growth. No one will ever reach a point where they have nothing left to improve, but those who commit to excellence understand that every day is an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. It is about setting higher standards for oneself and refusing to settle for good enough. It means pushing past comfort zones, challenging limitations, and refusing to let past failures define the future. Excellence requires self-discipline, the ability to hold oneself accountable, and the determination to keep striving, even when progress is slow or difficult. In work, excellence is demonstrated through dedication, reliability, and a commitment to mastery. Those who excel in their careers do not simply do what is required. They go beyond expectations. They seek to improve their skills, expand their knowledge, and bring value to everything they do. They take pride in their work, knowing that excellence is not just about impressing others, but about personal integrity. Excellence in work is not about competition with others, it is about competition with oneself. The drive to outperform one's past self and reach new levels of achievement. In character, excellence is reflected in honesty, kindness, and moral integrity. It is about choosing to do what is right even when no one is watching. It means treating others with respect, keeping promises, and being dependable. It requires self-awareness and a willingness to confront personal flaws and weaknesses, not with shame, but with a commitment to growth. People of strong character do not make excuses for their shortcomings. They acknowledge them and take responsibility for improving. They understand that character is not built overnight, but is shaped by the choices made daily. In relationships, excellence means being intentional, present, and selfless. It is about investing time and effort into building strong connections, being a source of encouragement, and demonstrating love and respect. Many relationships fail not because of external circumstances, but because one or both individuals fail to prioritize excellence in their interactions. They neglect communication, take others for granted, and fail to nurture the bond that holds relationships together. Striving for excellence in relationships means listening with empathy, speaking with kindness, and acting with consideration. It means showing up consistently, not just in moments of convenience, but in moments of challenge. Excellence is a lifelong pursuit. It is not something that can be achieved in a single moment, nor is it reserved for a select few. Anyone can commit to excellence, regardless of their background, circumstances, or past failures. It is a mindset, a daily decision to rise above mediocrity and to give one's best effort in all things. Those who commit to excellence understand that progress is not always linear, that setbacks are inevitable, but that the key is to keep moving forward. They embrace discipline, resilience, and a never-ending hunger for growth. They recognize that excellence is not about reaching a final destination, but about the journey of becoming better every single day. Change is not just a personal journey, it is a source of inspiration for those around you. Every time a person rises above their struggles, overcomes their past, and transforms their life, they send a powerful message to others. Growth is possible. Many people feel trapped in their circumstances, believing that they cannot change, that their mistakes define them, or that their struggles are too great to overcome. But when they see someone else rise above similar challenges, it ignites hope. Personal growth does not just benefit the individual experiencing it, it has a ripple effect, encouraging others to believe in their own ability to change. People are often inspired not by words, but by action. It is easy to talk about growth, to speak about success, and to share motivational messages, but true influence comes from living the transformation. When someone witnesses another person's journey of perseverance, discipline, and self-improvement, it speaks louder than any advice ever could. A changed life is proof that change is possible. It becomes a living example that others can follow, showing that adversity can be overcome and that there is always room to rise higher. The most powerful leaders, mentors, and role models are not those who have had an easy life, but those who have faced struggles and emerged stronger. People relate to those who have known pain, failure, and hardship, but have refused to be defined by them. When someone shares their journey, how they fought through difficult times, how they changed their mindset, how they developed new habits, it resonates deeply with others who are going through similar battles. Change becomes contagious. When one person dares to step into growth, it encourages others to do the same. Many individuals go through life believing that their struggles are unique, that no one else could understand their pain, and that their obstacles are too great to overcome. But when they see someone else rise from similar circumstances, it breaks that illusion. It shows them that the chains holding them back are not unbreakable. Seeing another person push past limitations challenges the excuses that keep people stuck. It forces them to ask themselves, if they can do it, why can't I? That moment of realization can be the spark that leads to transformation. Growth is not just about achieving personal success. It is about lifting others along the way. Those who truly embrace change understand that they have a responsibility to share their journey, to encourage and to support others who are striving for the same. This does not always mean giving direct advice or guidance. Sometimes just living a life of excellence, perseverance, and integrity is enough to inspire. People watch how others handle challenges, how they respond to setbacks, and how they keep moving forward despite adversity. Strength in one person gives strength to another. The way someone chooses to live their life creates a standard for those around them. Parents who commit to growth set an example for their children. Leaders who embody discipline and integrity inspire their teams. Friends who make positive changes influence those in their circle. No one exists in isolation. Every action, every choice, and every transformation has an impact beyond the individual. Even small improvements in character, habits, and mindset can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond what is immediately visible. People often underestimate the power of their own transformation. They assume that their growth is only for them, that their struggles and victories are personal, and that no one else is paying attention. But the truth is, people are always watching. Someone struggling with addiction may be encouraged by the story of someone who overcame it. Someone battling self-doubt may find hope in witnessing another person's confidence grow. Someone feeling stuck in life may gain the motivation to take action simply by seeing another person do the same. One of the greatest rewards of personal growth is the ability to give back. Those who have walked the path of transformation are in the best position to help others do the same. They understand the struggles, the doubts, and the setbacks, and they know what it takes to push through. By sharing experiences, offering encouragement, and being a source of support, they make the journey easier for others. Their growth is not just a personal victory, it becomes a gift to those who are still searching for their own breakthrough. Choosing to change is not just about self-improvement, it is about legacy. The impact of personal transformation does not end with the individual. It continues to influence, inspire, and uplift others long after the initial change has been made. A life committed to growth is a life that sparks growth in others. When one person rises, they show others that they can rise too. The decision to change, to improve, and to become better is not just for oneself. It is for everyone who is watching, everyone who is struggling, and everyone who needs to believe that transformation is possible. So I say to you today, do not be sorry, be better. Be stronger, be wiser, be a force for change in your own life and in the lives of those around you. The world does not need more apologies, it needs more transformed lives. And that, my friends, begins with you. Thank you.